Hey, it's Natalie. It's Friday. It's awesome. My windows are open here in New York City. Air is flowing through. If you hear any noise, I apologize in advance. And I wanted to just chat because I think with this whole virtual thing, it's really easy to put your best foot forward and to hide those other moments where maybe you're not feeling so good, or to be more specific, when I'm not feeling so good. And the truth is that I have so many moments where I feel completely lost, and certainly this whole summer, and now that we're into fall, I've had this continued space of feeling like I have an idea of what's happening in the future, that there are certain things in the pipeline that are coming in. I have an idea about where I'm going with that, about the work that I'm doing, and yet it all feels very vague and amorphous. And while I have this general distant sense of what's happening or will happen in a lot of different areas, it feels like my immediate surroundings are a field of gray. And that fucking sucks sometimes. It's a test of faith in a lot of ways, of calling in your reserves when each day you feel like you're trying to take steps, you're trying to learn, you're trying to grow, you're trying to show up, and yet the immediate landscape doesn't really seem to change. And that can be exhausting. It can be scary. It can feel really lonely. And especially as someone who is here working from home at times, I can feel like I'm in this little bubble in my own little world. And I think it's important to be honest about that we have these moments where we question everything, where we think, am I doing what I'm meant to be doing? Should I just call it in, roll over, say uncle, call it a day? What the hell am I doing compared to all those others that are knocking it out of the park? Am I really making a difference? Am I really being of service? And also sometimes getting caught up in others' expectations for their own lives and taking that upon myself. So those are some of the things that I certainly struggle with, and I want to put it out there because I think probably that more of you have those moments than don't, that we all have these moments of uncertainty, whether that has to do with what we're facing or what we're feeling internally. And I want you to know that we're all going through that. Well, at least I certainly am going through that. And yet I do also know that there is a shift that will take place, that what we are perhaps experiencing is the chaos in the midst of that shift. And it can feel weird and uncertain and wobbly and blah. And that's okay. That even in those moments of kind of darkness or grayness, there can be things that we can turn to anchor ourselves. As Martha Beck just said in a Facebook Live feed the other day, hook on to those things that you do know to be true. Claim those things that you do feel grateful for, that are lights in your life. So as much as I can feel lost and uncertain, I also can look at all the ways in which I'm blessed and supported. And the other thing that I can see is how all of this on some level is serving me, that there's work here that I'm being asked to do, that I'm really trying to be present to what's playing out here, because there's something in this acceptance of the unknown, the acceptance of not having total control. That in itself is huge. So I'm sharing that with you in case it gives you any frame of reference for yourself, or just some sort of encouragement if you're going through that as well. And here's to us being on our journeys together. And that's it. All right. Happy Friday. I will talk to you soon.